Welcome once again to Shelf Life Book Reviews Online. It is our pleasure to bring to your attention two great riveting fiction reads that are very highly recommended. The first is The Retreat by Elisabeth de MARIAFFI. Now this is published by Mulholland in the United States and HarperCollins in Canada. It retails for $35. There have been several books about isolated ski resorts where there's an avalanche or a power outage or a terrible snowstorm and people are all trapped together and they're one by one they die. Well, this follows that theme, and rather than you saying, oh, not another one, I say, yes, it's another one, and it rises above some of the others that have been written. The book features Maeve Martin, who is finally going up to this retreat. She wants to get away for a couple of weeks. She's lived with an abusive husband, so she's out of that relationship, and she just wants to get up and recharge her batteries and get into, a rest period with people with similar interests in the arts. So she meets there 6 people, including staff. Among them, the people are Anne, Sim, Carolina, which is Caro for short, Dan, Sadie, and others. And it starts out fairly well until someone looks outside and they see Anne dead, frozen in the snow. Now, she liked to smoke, so one figured, well, maybe she went out to smoke and somehow the door got locked. Well, it was more than that, because Maeve observed that she didn't have any shoes on, and she assumes that she would not go outside in her bare feet in very snowy, cold conditions. So that's the first. Now, since they're cut off from everyone else, their communication system has been cut off as well, they're basically trapped in this mountain retreat. So a couple of them decide that they want to try to get to the next town and get help, get supplies, get anything to help get them out of that potential snowy tomb. So as we find out, there is another death, and that is Carolina is found hanging in the meat locker. And did she kill herself? Or did someone do the deed for her? So Maeve gets very suspicious of everyone, and with good cause, because it seems everyone has some sort of secret. And Maeve just really wants to get out of there. And 2 of the people go out to look for help, and when they come back, there's another body. So Maeve decides to go out alone, and she knows that she senses that a bear is tracking her. So it almost becomes survival of the fittest, as there aren't too many people left. And those that are left, everybody seems to point the finger at each other. So this is very suspenseful. It is, you really don't know what's happening, who the guilty person is, almost up until the last couple of pages. The author writes it so well, so dramatic, so exciting, and you definitely will want to retreat into your reading room to read this book as soon as possible. Book number 2 is Her Last Breath by HILARY Davidson. This is published by Thomas and Mercer, and it retails for $23.95. This is another riveting read where you're just on the edge of your chair as you read every page, anxious to find out what's going on. The book is all about the death of a woman named Caroline. She was out jogging and she suddenly dropped over dead. They said it was her heart, that she had a pre-existing heart condition that had not been detected. Well, her sister Deirdre receives an email from Caroline that was sent before she died. And in it, among other things, she says, "No matter what it looks like, my death will not be an accident." So right away she is suspicious of the husband, Theo. That is Caroline's husband, Theo. because she never really trusted him. They never really saw eye to eye. It's not like they were close. But Deirdre's father gets an email too that basically says that Theo murdered his first wife. Well, Caroline or Deidre never talked about or heard about a first wife, so this is like news to them. So it sends Deirdre out on the trail of finding out who was this woman that Theo supposedly killed. Now, Theo and his sister Juliet are sort of estranged as well. In fact, the whole family does not get along. Theo's father is the head of a big company, and they're filthy rich. And he basically, Theo, has walked away from the company because he wants no part of the money because he knows it's been achieved through ill-gotten means. And so it makes it very interesting. Theo also goes back to where the murder supposedly took place, where he killed this woman. And he finds out that it was a big setup and that his father was behind it all. So in the meantime, Deirdre gets closer to the truth as she realizes that, well, maybe Theo was not responsible for his sister, but as we find in a shocking revelation, someone else who you really wouldn't suspect is part of the murder. Well, it is a murder because although she died because of a heart condition, she fell and she hit her head first. So I shouldn't tell too much more because I don't want to give it away. But let's just say Her Last Breath is a breathtakingly good book. And it will take your breath away as you read each page, as you find out the family secrets that come tumbling like dominoes. So those are the two books this time out, and I hope you will seriously consider them because they are very, very highly recommended. So thank you once again for watching Shelf Life Video Online on either YouTube or Facebook's Shelf Life page. And I welcome your comments. I hope you will send them to me, positive, negative, or whatever. So I'll see you again real soon. Thank you. Keep social distancing, keep safe, keep sane in these crazy times, and I'll see you again. Bye for now.